Howdy ho, everybody. I am Donut, and I'm here with my fiance.
They're right.
I have seen South Park of season 20-something.
I'm watching it blinds.
This is the actual season 3 finale.
Right.
Season 3, episode 17, Worldwide Recorder Concert.
Okay.
Now, this does also have, one of the very rare episodes in South Park that has, a secondary title that has, one of those, most people refer it as this, so even the creators refer to it as that sometimes as the episode title, but we'll get into that at the end.
Sure.
If you want to see the full length for this one, check it out on the Patreon below for $4. So,
Explain this episode. Why?
what do you mean explain this episode?
So we have the finale. Then we had an episode where I can see why the studio would say we need another episode for Y2K.
Mm-hmm.
What was this?
One more?
No, what was this? Explain.
They said one more too. I don't know why they made. I know they were asking me the other one. I don't know why they made this one. I do think it was a good send-off for the finale. I think this is one of my favorite episodes of the season.
Is this the first episode to air in the year 2000s?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Why? What specifically tipped you off about that?
No, it didn't. I mean, I just because you said the previous episode aired, 2 days before.
Oh, just
year
on
2000s.
29th? Okay.
Yeah. So I was wondering if this was did they do a two-parter or something? Or was this actually earlier, but then they released it later? But
I don't know anything. They might have. I will check my notes, but I don't believe so.
Because I would say, last episode felt like a season finale, and the episode before that also felt like a season finale.
Yeah.
This feels really weird as a season finale.
It does feel weird as a season finale, the Mr. Hanky one, or sorry, not the Mr. Hanky one, but the was it Mr. Yeah, it was
Mr. Hanky was too.
That one was a good actual finale kind of episode. But I think this is this is a strong episode to end the season on, rather than a thematic way to end a season or something.
Yeah. I can see that. This did feel especially the rush that stopped the Brown Note from happening. It felt very climactic. It rocked the whole world.
Yeah. This was a world effect as well.
Yeah.
So you got that going for it. What would you rate the episode?
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay. I will give it a on a rewatch, I will give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
When I first watched it, I didn't like it as much. I still liked it a lot. It's a fan favorite episode. I feel definitely one that gets a ton of plays on air all the time. But on a rewatch, knowing where this is really interesting seeing something South Park doesn't do very often, which is setting up a joke that seems like it's where you can't tell where it's going immediately with the Mr. Garrison joke.
Yeah.
It's okay, well, it's not going to just be as easy as, he got molested by his father.
Right.
It's going to be, and there already is the subversion of it with the, I just fucked my uncle yesterday.
Yeah.
But, which I realize this sounds exactly like the Uncle Fuck song.
Yeah.
But, anyway, they subvert it there, so then having it, have some time to, way to play off and everything. Yeah, I really enjoyed how it went. And there was also, I thought I remembered everything about this episode, but I didn't remember any of the Kenny G bits at all.
Oh,
so
yeah.
All those bits caught me. So I give it a 9 out of 10 for rewatch rating.
Yeah, I think it was alright, but definitely not one of my favorite episodes.
Sure, yeah. I think there's definitely better ones out there.
Yeah.
This is just one that gets replayed a lot, I feel like. So I'm not sure if it's a fan favorite so much as it's just it gets replays a lot on TV.
Okay.
Reruns a lot. Favorite joke of the episode? Do you have anything off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, it's gotta be. Oh boy, I had an answer, but then now I don't.
We can come back to this later because I also don't have an answer right off the top of my head either. I will say that this was the first episode of South Park to be rated 18 and up in the UK.
Oh, really? This one?
Yeah, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the Garrison stuff.
Of course.
But really? That?
Yeah, there's been so much worse.
Very surprising. Apparently it remained the only episode to have the 18 and up certificate until the 7th season.
Wow.
Wow. Do the audio commentary. Yeah. What? But okay. Anyway, there's not really any notes for this episode or anything either.
Okay.
Nothing to really go over. So let's just talk about the episode itself.
Sure.
Did you ever do anything in school that was a concert or musically related in any way?
Yeah, a couple times. Like, not a inter-school thing, but I did, like, play at a bunch of concerts.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was your experience there? Because I've never had an experience with any of that sort
really?
of stuff. So how relatable was, various things like the other kids from, different places? I guess you haven't
Yeah,
experienced
that's the
that.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, just from, like, group field trips, I can say, the rivalry thing is very real. It's those kids, we hate those kids.
Yeah, I've never had like a field trip where we were going somewhere with groups of kids from other states or anything like that.
Okay.
But I have always liked the idea of I actually like the like episode only characters in South Park.
Yeah.
Like the kid ones. The adult ones I feel like are much more hit or miss for me, whereas the kid ones I almost always enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So far I'd say I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I don't know what it is specifically about that, but I just feel like they're better with those.
I think they have more, like, they can play into their gimmick a lot more. Whereas for the adults, for some reason, we don't get a lot of gimmicky adults that really play into their gimmick.
And I think the kids ones can be a lot more fun and a lot more, empathetic towards that character and their plight rather than, not like in this episode, but thinking like a couple episodes ago with the homeschooled kids.
Okay.
Or whatever. Where they can be the butt of the joke, like the adult, people coming in for an episode or two are. But most of the time when it's an adult coming in or two, they're just straight up the villain.
Yeah.
So I feel like the kids usually have more of a chance to be a character and, I don't know. I prefer the ones less like the more antagonistic kid ones. They can be fun like this, but I do prefer the more homeschool kid ones, which end on a note of like positivity for the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
It's always interesting seeing a, episode only character have a positive spin at the end. Like these guys did too, I guess. They did a positive spin at the end.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Also, the other name for this episode was the Brown Note.
That
was what is typically referred to as. How familiar are you with the Brown Note?
Oh,
and all
yeah.
that stuff?
It was a very common rumor.
Yeah, big rumor. I legitimately still don't know if it's a real thing or not. I assume it is, but I don't. I assume it would have to be probably I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I actually don't know.
I really have no idea. You know what? We're looking it up
please.
right here. Is the Brown Note real? The Brown Note is a hypothetical. Okay, this is a hypothetical infrasonic frequency. Okay. So okay, it has all failed. Okay. So not true. I was like, I guess it might be true. I don't know, but no. Yeah, that was always a big joke or rumor among school.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I have anything else to say. This was a good episode, but not much that I have to say about it. You have anything to say about the Garrison subplot of it?
I thought that was pretty hit or miss. Like, I do think my favorite gag in the episode is the reveal that it was Kenny G that molested Garrison.
Was that your favorite joke? Would you say that?
I'd say that, yeah.
Okay. I think my favorite joke might be the bar scene where they just keep who's on firsting it.
Oh boy, I can relate so much to that bar scene.
Yeah.
I feel like half the time I bring up anything in a conversation with like a group of people, not one-on-one, but a group, it is always I say something and then everyone else talks about something completely different.
Yeah, or you bring up like hey, let me pose a question, and then somebody might give a brief, curt answer, but then immediately dive into like something else that everybody talks about way more.
Oh yeah.
And then you feel bad, be like, can we come back and talk about the thing that I originally said this about? Yeah, totally get that. But yeah, the Garrison thing, well, it's very similar to the Mac plot in It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Was it Mac or was it Charlie? I actually don't remember.
Charlie was his uncle.
Okay, yes, it was the Charlie subplot, right? Yeah. Little bit different in how they've done that, but yeah, before like It's Always Sunny. I'm not sure what the time. I mean, it's definitely come out after, but I'm not sure how far after, because It's Always Sunny started well into the 2000s, right?
Yeah. Well, they were on season 4. They were on season 14 last year, I believe. So it would have been like 2006 or so when they started.
Yeah, so quite a bit afterwards. I doubt it was. It was probably just a similar idea thing. I do not think it was a South Park reference in any way.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just a similar idea. But those are like the only 2 times I've seen that kind of like joke or subplot. Surprisingly, I feel like it's a pretty obvious bait and switch thing to do. But I never really have seen it aside from those 2 things.
Right.
Have you ever seen it in anything else? Just curious.
Not the bait and switch.
Okay.
Or I feel like I have at the very least.
The I'm not loved because I wasn't molested thing. Yeah. Anything? Yeah. I guess I don't have anything else to say. That's it. We'll see you guys for some extra stuff before we get into season 4. I'm not sure if it'll probably be all that comes out for the next 2, like Saturday and Sunday will be both these, or I might just put them out as their own bonus thing. Depends on how backed up we get.
Sure.
Hopefully we're not backed up and I can just put it out as its own bonus thing. But we'll see. As I said, but I'll say it again, we're going to be going over the 2 shorts that came out before South Park. We're going to be going over some of the songs that were not in the episodes for Chef Aid and for Mr. Hankey's Christmas classics. So, look forward to that. See you then. Get the fuck out of here.